As we continue to go through these markets here on a short trading week, we always invite in different analysts through the course of the session here on the Market Day Report. And this time around, we call on Brian Hoops. Now, he is the president of Midwest Market Solutions. He's located in Springfield, Missouri. Brian, how are things going in Missouri as we get ready for the Christmas break here?
Yeah, everything's good. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thanks for everything that people have done this year, including RFD and yourself, Marlon.
Well, we love having you on board to give us a firsthand account of what's going on in the markets and interesting developments here in the last hour of trade, Brian. Let's go ahead and walk through these here for a second, and I want to get your take on what we're witnessing. Now, on the corn, everything has just gone extremely quiet, and that's not unusual for holiday-type trade, as they say. March is now just 1/4 cent higher. We're at 4.40 1/4 per bushel. May is back to unchanged, although the deferred's fractionally weaker for the most part. And looking at the soybean trade, we had the soybeans actually turning around and going lower. Right now, we're down on the January contract about 2 3/4 cents, but on the wheat market, we're turning around and now rallying. And I just wondered if you're picking up anything as far as what may be happening with that particular spread today.
Yeah, it's a big change in the spread from the overnight where soybeans were higher, contract highs being scored, and the wheat was lower. U.S. dollars rallying again a little bit here, but it's really encouraging some profit taking off of that soybean and wheat spread as well as the corn spreads. And we're seeing, I think, a lot of that. And we, have rallied about $1 now in the last 10 trading sessions or so in soybeans. It's certainly very possible going into this holiday time frame where we close a little bit early on Christmas Eve and don't trade again until Sunday, and then have another holiday shortened week the next week with New Year's, that there could be some people just kind of closing the books out, taking some positions off the table. And that would mean a pullback in these prices in here for soybeans after such a big run. But if you want to be long this market, you could have a pretty good drop in soybeans and not change the trend at all, not change the fundamentals at all, just on some market movement. And we may be seeing that over the next several trading days.
Is there something that I'm missing, though, on the wheat side as to why it would rally? I mean, it's back up, kind of retesting the highs that we made, the short-term highs that we made like about a week and a half ago, I believe.
Right. Yeah. In the United States, southern part, we don't have a lot of moisture. It's been fairly dry. Now we're getting into the cold time of the year in December into January. So there's not a lot of snow cover to protect the crop. Same thing in Russia. It's been extremely dry there. They don't have a lot of snow to protect their winter wheat crop either. So, there's a reason to keep a little bit of risk premium in this marketplace. And, when soybeans and corn rally, wheat should not be too far behind because these markets kind of work in tandem. And I think wheat was left, short-sighted here over the last couple of trading sessions when soybeans had such a big rally.
Right now, Chicago March wheat is trading 7 1/4 cents higher at 618 1/2. And in these quotes here provided by bar chart, you have Kansas City March up 6 at 580 1/2. On the spring wheat trade, you now have the March trading 2 3/4 cents higher at 573. Just double checking that soybean market here for you. We currently have January now down 3.5 cents, as Brian was just discussing there. It's at 12.39 3/4 per bushel right now, and that is about 13 cents off of our earlier high from the overnight trade. So watch out on that one. Very choppy action for sure today. We'll come back in a moment, and we'll talk more with Brian Hoops, and we'll open up our livestock trade and digest that one when we come back. We were talking earlier about our cash livestock market, and yesterday, if we look at our livestock summary, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Of course, it is kind of a short trading week here, but boy, nothing going on at all. It's kind of early in the trading week anyway. They usually kind of determine what the show lists are going to be, so nothing to report as far as cash cattle market activity. No sense of direction yet. In fact, even on the cash live hog trade around the country, nothing really to report, at least not enough to avoid confidentiality risk, so that's not available. But we did have some sales on a carcass basis nationwide yesterday for the hogs, and that would be down 51 cents in value at 50.58 per hundredweight. Interesting developments in the wholesale trade yesterday, where we had a big rally in the beef cutout values, and we had them over $2 higher on choice and select cuts yesterday. In fact, that select cut was almost $3 higher yesterday, back up at 197.26. The spread has narrowed up to $13.66 here lately. We'll get a new update on that, by the way, at the top of the hour here. And looking at the pork cutouts yesterday, the carcass values were 87 cents higher at 72.34, but they are still trailing the week ago levels by about $1.80, so they haven't caught up yet. Let's look at our futures with our quotes here provided by Bar Chart on live cattle right now. We are showing February 77 cents lower. We're at 113.87 as it stands at the moment. On the feeder cattle trade, we have January down 45, March down 80 at 142.32. On the lean hog market, you now have February 25 cents higher at 66.17, and April unchanged right at 70 bucks. So, Brian, anything driving this market today? It's just kind of meandering.
Yeah, especially the hog market really going sideways to nowhere. The cattle market's been under a little bit of pressure. We saw no cash cattle trade, as you mentioned, and there's some talk about show lists maybe being a little bit larger this week, and there's some talk that cash is going to be steady. I think it's going to be a real struggle to be steady with the holiday short and kill week with bigger show list numbers, but the cutout values that you showed moving higher, that's what giving people ideas that the Packers may want to bid up for this week's inventory.
Well, Brian, we sure do appreciate all the help you have given us during the course of the year. And I'll take just a quick second here and wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. I appreciate everything you do and hope you have a happy and safe holiday there with the family.
Thank you. Same to you, Marlon.
Brian Hoops joining us from Midwest Market Solutions. He's based in Springfield, Missouri. Tammy, back to you.